entry for Ryan Diel is no longer on the lead lap, but making it look like it is in contention. Heading into the first chicane goes the 82 JOTA car. Now, is that still Sean Gelael? I would imagine it is, because there's only 2 drivers allocated to that car. Jasmine Jafar will come later on, but the main reason for the JOTA car being here this weekend is to make sure that Sean gets plenty of seat time. Dodging to the left, dodging to the right is the WRT car right behind. That's Robert Kubica looking for a way through. Kubica currently 5th. Gelael is 4th for JOTA, but Kubica clearly quicker in this phase of the race. They both took over 6 laps ago of their relative cars. No, I'm wrong there. Gelael's been at the wheel for a lot longer than that. He's been there since the start, and Kubica's been in for nearly 15 minutes now, having taken over 6 laps ago. But the quicker car on the best lap times is that of Kubica. Car 41's managed a lap time half a second faster, but it's Gelael who gets the advantage into the Variante Ascari, nipping up the inside of the 77 Porsche, which is now being driven by Cooper McNeil. He is the WeatherTech bit of the partnership deal with Proton Competition this year, and Cooper McNeil eager to get plenty of European races under his belt before an appearance at the 24 Hours of Le Mans next month, where he'll be with that team again. We've got a question on the hashtag handle #AskELMS, which you may know the answer to, Graham.
I've just seen it.
Okay, good. Right,
I don't.
You don't know the answer.
I keep meaning to ask them. It's come up before.
Well, let me ask a question, and then you can say, I don't know, Johnny. It's from Richard Cooper, who's at RichieC16 on Twitter. As I say, send your tweets with the hashtag #AskELMS included. Why are Ligier prototypes, so these are the LMP3s he's talking about, why are Ligier prototypes right-hand drive when most race cars are left-hand drive?
You know, it is, I don't know. And the question's come up multiple times before in multiple arenas, and I've just simply not, it's got debris there, and that is on the racing line.
Yes.
We need to ask them, so I'll drop them a line while we're on air and see whether or not we can.
Richard's concern is that when you've got a driver stepping out from that side of the car, that's where the refueling's taking place, so it does rather interfere with the 2 jobs during a pit stop. When the fuel's going in, is that the thing, is that that you can do the driver change at the same time, or does the driver change have to be separate from the fueling? I never remember.
We've got a full course yellow coming from that debris.
Because of debris, yeah, so again, when you're doing fueling and a driver change at the same time, and your driver's having to get out on the right-hand side of the car, that is not ideal, but it is the reality for a lot of the cars in this race. The full course yellow kicks in now. The debris at turn 4, which is the run into the second chicane, and sitting right in the middle of the track, as Graham described. So a brave marshal / corner worker will head out into the middle of the track very shortly to pluck that bit of debris to a safe location. And the full course yellow boards, accompanied by the yellow flags, now waving all the way around the 5.7 kilometres. Here is the marshal I talked about, and you can see why I labelled him as brave, because having to wait for a suitable gap in the traffic. Now this is where again a safety car might be utilised, because once you bunch all the field up, you've got probably 8/10 of the circuit which are completely devoid of cars, and therefore a safer point to run into the middle of the track. But it can be done under a full course yellow. You just got to pick your gap wisely, and I think probably warnings and then the sign of OK will be shouted to the man who is going to be elected to run into the middle of the track. Oh, neatly done. Very smart indeed. And now running the safe side of the Armco barrier. Bit of a souvenir there to take home in the Michelin Le Mans Cup last year with
30 seconds to remove full course yellow.
And really that's provided the perfect foundation to then move on or continue his run in the European Lemans Series with some good success. Actually appeared in the ELMS a few years ago as well, far back as 2015.
15 seconds to remove full course yellow.
Reno as part of the ELMS lineup.
10, 9,
that was before
8,
the Iron Link
7,
initiative actually
6,
started.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Full course yellow removed. Full course yellow removed.
But track knowledge is always useful, and the adaptation to a marginal difference between the 2 bodywork iterations, what I would call the sprint iteration here in the European Lemans Series, below downforce, what's previously been the Le on iteration in the World Endurance Championship. Something like 15% difference in downforce. Significant, but that's within the range of drivers being able to adapt to reasonably quickly.
Some great quotes, not for the first time, coming from Ben Keating yesterday about learning a new track. He'd never been to Monza prior to his run in the Michelin Le Mans Cup yesterday evening, and he said, you know, I learned so much in all of the track time he's had, where to pass a car, where to be passed when you're in a lower category car, and also, you know, the little tiny secrets that you don't get to learn about a place like Monza until you actually come here. A simulator can get you so far, but a simulator cannot replicate real life just yet. We probably will get there, but you know, there's little tiny bumps, there's curbs that you want to try and avoid, and I think this is relatively simple track on paper, and therefore more difficult to extract that very top lap time out of it.
It's the feel. I mean, you can do an awful lot with simulation. You really can, but you can't simulate the endurance for starters. That it just doesn't do. However good the simulator is, but it's the feel of the track. It's just knowing exactly where things like the turning points are. You know, they're going to pick up valuable knowledge and time simply by getting the track time here. Delighted to hear boosts an already stellar LMP2 field to even further levels. The 82 car here, it's in the hands of Gelael. Still fending off the Polish superstar. This is giving us a great battle for what at the moment is 4th position. They are catching the BHK car in the hands of Marcus Pommer. It's 21 seconds from Gelael to the 3rd position BHK car. Great to see some different names, just with the ebb and flow of this race with the early safety car.
Yeah, good lap times coming from a number of cars now, so clearly the racetrack in its condition is very good as well, although the temperatures are still sky high. I mean, we started I think at about 26 degrees and it is still climbing now, just past the hour of 1 o'clock local time. Set to be racing till 3 this afternoon, and after an almighty thunderstorm yesterday, it's been glorious sunshine from this morning through to this point. And the teams, particularly those LMP2 teams where tyres are at a real premium this weekend, the Goodyear Eagles carefully regulated in terms of the amount of sets you get, they're just going to have to be conscious of the chance of blistering because of the constant radius corners we have here at Curva Grande, the 2 Lesmos, Parabolica, mixed with the high temperatures. The wheel still does, in fact.
I think he saw the 24 coming,
yeah,
and I think he took his eye off his own braking point there.
So we've had dramas for both the Graf cars. The initial one was for Rory Penttinen, and that meant his number 9 car was in the pit lane for a long time. A similar situation for Sebastian Page, who ended up in the gravel trap at turn 10, and that's been so severe that it's actually put Sebastian's car behind Rory's now in the order.
42 cars started, 42 cars are indeed still running. We're back with our leader, James Allen at the wheel. 14 seconds to the good from John Alladine. New fastest lap of the race goes again to the recovering Franco Colapinto. The G-Drive Racing car still 16th, they've still got 40 seconds to find. Thereafter though, there is progress to be had for the somewhat delayed 26 car after running out of fuel and then allegedly being pushed down pit lane by another car to get to its pit stall. That's the report that we've had.
65 Panis Racing.